so there's no rush on that one. You're going to need this scoop, that's for turning your meat, a knife roughly like this one, quite sharp, that's for your pastry, and a tablespoon. Now in here I have 5 dessert spoons of cold water. In that bowl there I have a half teaspoon of salt. In this bowl here I have 2 ounces of margarine. In this one I have 1 ounce of caster sugar, and in that one I have 8 ounces of self-raising flour, which is all-purpose for you Americans. And I've also got a half pound of mushrooms, which you'll see me cut them up anyway. Right, I'm going to put this down where you can roughly see what I'm doing. I mean, I'll show you anyway as I do along. Just let me get the camera settled. Excuse my finger. Once I can get it settled, I'll start. It's just getting it just right. Okay. Right, take your flour, put your flour in your mixing bowl. Take your sugar and put your sugar in your mixing bowl, along with your salt and your margarine. Now I'm not going to faff about here, it's just dead simple. I'll put it over here so you can see. I think you can see, I'll just have a look. Nope, you can't. Right, it's okay. I shall move these. Here. Now I have previously washed my hands, I've removed my rings, my jewellery's gone, so I'm just going to go straight in. I'm not going to faff about, I don't mess about when it comes to baking. It's just a case of break it up with your fingers and stir it into the mix. This takes about what, a minute and a half, if that. Dead easy to make. And by the time you've finished, it will be a nice plain crumb. A lot of people like to add eggs to pastry. I don't do that because I don't agree with it. Basically, you're using water. If you use cold water, let your tap run for a minute or two. You know, you don't need to chill your water. You don't need to put it in your fridge. Your margarines come from the fridge. You know, you've got cold enough water, you'll be right. And the other thing about this lovely pastry is you don't need to put it back in the fridge to chill. You can just use it where you are. You know, there's no messing about with it, it's dead easy. If you're anything like me, I don't really care about all this rubbish about do this, do that, do the other. You know, you don't have to do that. You do it how you feel comfortable. Okay, my pastry mix is now ready. I'll show you now so you can see. It is a little messy on the fingers, but not to worry. Right, there's my pastry mix. As you can see, it's just a fine crumb. That's all it is. That's all you're making, just that. Get it nice and level in the bowl and make yourself a little well. Just in the middle, around like that. You see, just there. Anywhere like that will do. And then grab your water, and there's no ifs or buts or messing about, just straight in. Now when you've done that, just go straight back to it, and with your hands that's already floured, just fold it in. Make sure you knead it as you do it, because you're going to knead the air into it. And this is what gives it its nice light base. It only takes a minute. It gets stuck to your fingers, but what the heck, you know, that's cooking. And it's old-fashioned cooking. It's none of this, you know, willy-nilly pre-made, must freeze it and stick it in the box, you know. To me that's a lot of rubbish. I'm old school. I don't like to use recipes, I don't like to use scales, even though I do now and again. You know, but nobody can judge half a pound of flour. I don't care who you are. You know, you cannot judge half a pound of flour. And some might say, well, yeah, you can, it's easy, but it isn't. So that's the only time I use scales. I'm just finishing off the last pieces of the dough now, getting it all pressed in. Don't be afraid to get your hands and your knuckles and everything in there, you know. Get it all pressed in and get it all pressed round. And here you have your half pound of dough. How simple is that? It's just a case of rolling it and putting it in your pan. There's no freezing it, you don't mess about. Don't stick it in your fridge and wait for half an hour. You know, wasting your time.